I love the gift of the question, can we begin again? After 25 years, life is beautiful. Life can be brutal. It can be sweet. It's just like all these textures. Tone, I mean, you're not understanding me. Why aren't you present for me? I wasn't being present for myself because that's what I can change. And it's my experience as I change, the people around us change too.
You are married to one of the most powerful, loudest, most intense, most beautifully intense men on the planet. And yet, I don't think as many people know about you and the role that you have played.
I find it interesting because, Tony, yes, comes in a package. And I believe that people would perceive, certainly when he is on stage, there's a certain amount of projection.
Yeah.
That he's, powerful and intense. He's also so extraordinarily tender. I find him to be incredibly thoughtful, sensitive, and flip it. And I think people could probably say the same about me, intense. And so that's just such an interesting juxtaposition in this dance called life and our differences. And I find that so beautiful. And yet different context where energy plays out and how it can look different depending upon the context. A lot of people in our company, they call me the Velvet Hammer. And
a hammer wrapped in velvet or silk.
Yes. And possibly sometimes they might prefer to go to Tony. So anyway,
I don't doubt it. When you are bringing things closer to you to look at it, any sort of darkness, how much transparency about what we're dealing with internally needs to happen? Is it a 100% full transparency? Is there nuance there?
Yes, I think life is always nuanced. But after 25 years, there's also just such an utter transparency. Rather than darkness, I just look at it as life. Life is beautiful. Life can be brutal. Life can be painful. It can be messy. It can be sweet. It's just like all these textures. We believe like the darkness is really through our own confusion. I'm not saying on the world stage. I'm just saying on our inner world. That's what we really can shift. And so what it looks like is, hon, I'm just feeling so stacked right now. Or I'm feeling overwhelmed. Thank you for your grace. We have this weird thing sometimes in relationship, and I have been so guilty of this, where it's like, I remember literally hearing the words out of my own mouth. Tone, I mean, you're not understanding me. Why aren't you present for me? Isn't that absurd? Because really, I wasn't being present for myself. And how could I expect him or anybody else to understand what I wasn't understanding inside of my own mind? That's such freedom to just own it. If I have an exchange and I walk out of the room and I don't feel that I'm really connected, or if I walk in and I'm charged and I communicate from that place, I'll tidy up and be like, hon, you know what? I probably just look like I was so crazy right now. I'm sorry. Can we begin again? In that level of ownership, I think relationships it's been my experience anyways, has different stages and seasons. Certainly the first decade of mine and Tony's relationship, and I think any relationship, is really about getting over ourselves, getting over our conditioned self, our conditioned expectations. In that space, a lot of times we don't make it through that decade. But when you do, it's a beautiful thing because there's an unbound space where it's not about boundaries. It's not about limitations or what I know or you don't know, because there is such a transparency. There's such a openness and a receptivity because we understand one another because we're human. Rather than he's this, she's that, he's so harsh, she's so intense, she's so tight. It's like, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I've been all those things. And if we're human, we all are. And I think the miss sometimes is, labeling each other as, oh, he's so dark, or he's so twisted, or she's so tight, or whatever labels we put on each other. And it's human, and it's life's legit. and it's real. It's real to navigate the day-to-day, never mind cancer diagnosis, never mind death, never mind like all that we as human beings are offered. And I suppose that's the end this too. It's almost, oh, wow. Okay, life, end this too, where you just bring it in and connect with it versus resist, push away, like, oh, I don't want to deal with this. I don't want to think about this. I don't want to see him or her. And I've done that. And that's painful. It's not only painful for me, it's painful for everybody because it hurts to, I suppose, not live as our nature, which is love. It hurts. It's painful not to close. You know, you've used the word darkness, and I think darkness could be interchangeable for confusion. Darkness could be interchangeable for tightening, for a charge, for a sleeplessness, which if that's darkness, I'm guilty of being asleep at times. I think we all are. It's been my experience that the more that there's a willingness to see one another anew, to understand it's like, oh my goodness, like, you know, he's so angry or she's so bitter or resentful. And I think it's more, I get more curious at this stage of my life with that, where do I do that? Where am I angry? Where am I, not forgiving or accepting? Because that's what I can change. And it's my experience as I change, the people around us change too.
How do you recommend that people navigate disconnection? Or I wonder if there has to be some sort of understanding that disconnection is not something that we're going to tolerate for that long. And so we're committed to building bridges whenever we feel disconnected.
I'll tell you what we do, and what I do and I find very helpful in our containership is, say if I'm feeling disconnected, if I'm feeling disconnected with myself, I'm feeling disconnected with my beloved, I'm feeling disconnected with life. So once again, that's really important because a lot of times, younger version of myself, I'd be looking at my husband and thinking, oh my goodness, he's so disconnected, he's so this, but I was missing, what was going on inside of my own mind and tidying that up. And so I love the gift of the question, can we begin again? Honey, I'm so sorry. Like I haven't been my best self. The admission of the disconnect or whatever, honey, I'm so sorry. I walked in here and I've been so overwhelmed with this, or I was whatever's true, upset, sad, whatever we're navigating, just not the story and the drama of it, just the reality of what that looks like and putting word to it, and the gift and the art of beginning again and recognizing that no matter how overwhelming, if it feels like you guys are in this big fight or this whatever, and it's like, oh my gosh, where am I? Let's begin again. And the gift of an apology for whatever that looks like, it clears the space. And by the way, that's not everybody's path, but if I feel that I've contributed to the schism in any way, that's my freedom to tidy that up and to say, hon, I'm so sorry. Like I can only imagine how that landed in you. And that is such freedom for me versus why aren't you? She needs to say sorry to me. They need to apologize to me. By the way, I can only say this because I've done it. Now that's just wonky because we're over there ruminating. I'm ruminating because I'm wanting this person to do or deliver or become something rather than just the ownership. It's interesting because a lot of times in the notion of responsibility, people will say, well, I'm responsible for my part. Possibly. I really feel free by looking at it as I'm responsible, period. It's on me. That's my freedom. That's my sanity, and vice versa. And by the way, we can all fall asleep. We can all go unconscious. We can all get our stuff hit. And once again, just in the moment of an awareness that I'm like, whoa, hey, I'm in a nightmare right now. Just put word to that. Not I'm this way, I'm in the nightmare because you said this to me. It's just like, oh, hon, like I'm just, whatever that looks like for you, to put a really, not the story of it, just a sentence to it, and ask for grace. Ask, can we reset? Can we begin again? That has been, it seems so simplistic, but that is a continuum in my life and home. in relationships.
I love that. And it takes a lot of work. I mean, talk about the fragile ego that's, to use your words, very seductive.
Yes.
Because the ego is going to do everything in its power to make it so that we are not taking responsibility.
And we all have it. It's like ego all of a sudden has become this bad thing. It's a part of life. It's a part of us. It gives, you know what I mean? I'm here, you're here because of that within us. And so once again, rather than demonizing that, I think just putting word to it, that's where it's just like, hun, I'm sorry, I probably look freaking crazy to you right now. That's really humbling and stripping of the ego to actually just speak it rather than, whoa, does he think I look crazy right now? I might be looking a little crazy right now. That's worse, because then the mind's like, what's he thinking? What's he doing? How dare he, or how dare she? It gets a little muddled in that space. And so I just find it really cleaner and clearer when it's, hey, that's on me. I can change that. I can affect that. And by the way, that's from years of doing the opposite, Jillian. But once again, I don't have any of this mastered. I'm a human being living, and I just know what makes me feel free, what makes me feel sane. And I think one of the gifts of an enduring love and a long-lasting love is your home and relationship becomes a containership. It becomes a sanctuary. You're pretty much stripped of everything. You know, you go from heaven, like the enchanted stage when you first get together. And then it's like, what? I'm working through all my conditioning and impressions and expectations. But there's you get to the other side of that and you're left with, damn, this is the person God gave me to love and to share life with. And love is a magnifier. You know, it's a magnifier of what's beautiful and blessed. And, and then the external world, through death and wars or externally or whatever schism or whatever's happening in your life, you have that space to come together and to share because you're pretty much left with love and gratitude. That's what I really believe in the end that we're stripped down to.
Was there ever a time in your relationship with Tony where you just had to say to him, stop coaching me?
That's funny. Do you know what's interesting? I can't say Tony coaches me. I can't say he coaches me because honestly, God bless, I think he'd probably love to stuff this genie back in the bottle at times, but she's got a mind and a life of her own.
Yes, that's great. Yeah.
And certainly a force of nature. I've also learned an incredible amount from the mirror of him. And ironically, so much of who he is and his differences that ironically, I look back over my trajectory and his trajectory and I see we've both claimed different parts in one another and made them our own. And I think that that's just really holistic. It's really kind. It's sane to recognize gosh, there's a higher purpose to relationship than just I want love or I want this thing. It's a path to evolve. Just like if you're on your own, it's the same thing. Life is it's all growing us to invite us forward and to grow and to learn and to touch upon, I think, the nature of reality, which is love.